Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is January 20th, 2024, and it's reported that the next few months will be crucial to see whether Barcelona continue their relationship with Nike or whether they start a new one with Puma. Also, it's reported that the club have made a final decision in regards to the signing of Kalvin Phillips. And finally, it's reported that Barcelona are still tracking the Dortmund player who has been labeled as the future of Germany's attack. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. All of this helps the channel continue to grow. Also, I did make a video earlier today discussing this upcoming crucial week for Barcelona and a new gem, a Portuguese gem that Barcelona are currently tracking, nicknamed as the new João Felix. So make sure to check out that video. Now, having said that, let's dive right into the news. And this is going to be great news because the Barcelona Femení are officially the Spanish Super Cup champions after defeating Levante 7-0. Yes, you heard that right. The Barcelona Femení absolutely thrashed Levante 7-0 in the Spanish Super Cup final. And that's after thrashing Real Madrid in the Spanish Super Cup semi-final. So that's 11 goals to our champions in 2 matches. Absolutely amazing performance by the Barca Femení, who again, I insist, if you haven't watched them, make sure you do, because they are absolutely a delight to watch. They're absolutely amazing, and they're living proof that the Barca DNA is still alive and that the Barca DNA can still work in these modern days if applied correctly. So congratulations to the Barca Femení on this cup, and I'm sure there's going to be many more cups to come during this season. Now, more news, because it's reported that the upcoming few months will be crucial to determine whether Barcelona will continue their relationship with Nike or whether they're going to be starting a new one with Puma. Now, as I reported many times before, Barcelona have a relationship with Nike that dates back all the way to 1998. And this contract was recently renewed in 2018, which extends all the way to 2028, where Nike have agreed to pay Barcelona 105 million euros fixed plus 50 million euros in variables per season. However, Barcelona have not been happy with this contract because they consider that it's not only below market value, but they're also not happy with Nike's services, where Barcelona have complained on several occasions that Nike does not deliver the merchandise on time. And sometimes they don't even make enough merchandise, which prevents Barcelona of selling as much merchandise as they would like. Now, these problems have resulted in a breakdown in the relationship between Barcelona and Nike, with Barcelona seriously considering terminating this contract. But of course, in order for Barcelona to do this, they will have to pay a hefty fee in order to break that contract. Now, all of this has given rise to many companies tracking the situation, wanting to pounce and become Barcelona's new main sponsor, with Puma driving the biggest push to become Barcelona's new sponsor. And it's reported that Puma are preparing a historical offer to Barcelona, the highest offer they've ever made, in order to become Barcelona's new sponsor. Now, Puma are doing a huge push, or are making a huge push into the footballing world. They recently signed Manchester City. They've also signed Neymar as one of their sponsors. And of course, they do have other teams like Dortmund and I think AC Milan. But one thing is for sure is Puma are doing a huge push into the football market. And they think that by signing Barcelona could give them that edge to continue their push into the football market. And as a result, it's reported that Puma are willing to offer Barcelona a contract much higher than any of the other contracts they've offered other teams or other players. Now, the problem still remains the same, is that Barcelona will have to pay that hefty fee to break that contract with Nike. And it's reported that during the upcoming months, Barcelona will ask Puma if they can pay for that hefty fee, because of course Barcelona cannot afford to. And if Puma agrees, then Barcelona will definitely break their contract with Nike and sign with Puma, with again Puma paying that fee that Barcelona would owe Nike. Now, it's reported that Barcelona will also try to ask Nike for more money and to renegotiate that contract. And one thing that Barcelona will use in their favor is that recently there's been a lot of studies coming up showing that Nike's valuation in the footballing world has been on a decline. And Barcelona will use that to their favor by saying, hey, look, you're falling down, your valuation is going down in the footballing world. If you lose us, that's only gonna make things worse. So how about we stay partners, but you do put more money on the table. So we're gonna have to see what both companies will answer, whether Nike will wanna pay Barcelona more money, whether Puma will want to pay that fee to break the contract between Barcelona and Nike. All of this we'll find out in the upcoming few months. So again, very crucial months when it comes to the relationship of Barcelona with Nike and whether Puma will become Barcelona's new main sponsor. Now on to the news that Barcelona have made a final decision regarding the signing of Manchester City's midfielder Kalvin Phillips. Now, as I reported a few days ago, Deco had set his sights on Kalvin Phillips, the 28-year-old defensive midfielder, as a reinforcement for the pivot position, because it's reported that Barcelona liked his defensive positioning and his intensity, and as a result, they had made some contacts with his entourage, but it's now being reported that Barcelona have ruled out this signing. Now, the reason Barcelona have decided not to sign Kalvin Phillips is for two reasons. Number one is the financial fair play rule restrictions, because unless Barcelona received the 40 million euros from the activation of the Barca Vision economic lever, they cannot sign anyone, and so far they haven't been unable to do so. And the second reason is, which is the news that I reported about yesterday, that Manchester City have set a loan fee worth 8 million euros, plus they're demanding that whichever club take Kalvin Phillips cover most of his salary. And this, of course, makes this operation unaffordable for Barcelona, and therefore they have ruled out the signing of the 28-year-old Manchester City midfielder. Now on to the news that Barcelona are still tracking and are still interested in Dortmund center forward, who has been labeled as Germany's future attacker. Now Barcelona have been tracking Pjanic Berner for quite some time, the 17-year-old center forward who currently plays for Dortmund. And Barcelona had the chance to sign Pjanic Berner in the past, but instead they opted to sign Noah Darvic, the 17-year-old midfielder who's currently playing for Barca Athletic. Now, Barcelona still have very impressive and important reports when it comes to Pjanic Berner, and the club are still tracking his situation, but the signing of the player will all depend whether Pjanic Berner ends up renewing his contract with Dortmund. Now, Brenner's contract does expire in the summer of 2025, and he's currently in talks with Dortmund to renew his contract, but it's reported that Dortmund have yet to make a final decision whether they want to renew Brenner's contract or not, because it's reported that the player has a lot of problems, a lot of outside of the football problems, if you want to call it that, with Pjanic Berner have been caught leaving the concentration camp, hidden in the car in order to meet girls. He has also gotten into street fights, and he's also gotten into fights with his teammates. So a lot of disciplinary problems with this player. So Dortmund are yet to make a final decision on whether they want to renew his contract or not. And the player's father has spoken to the press saying that they are still in conversation with Dortmund, but that the player has not made a final decision on whether he wants to renew his contract with Dortmund or not. So in other words, the father is trying to put some pressure on Dortmund to make a final decision. Now, Barcelona are reportedly tracking the situation to see what's going to happen, whether Berner will renew his contract with Dortmund or not. And if he doesn't, then Barcelona will try to sign him as a free agent or at a low cost this upcoming summer. Now we will end today's video with an interesting bit of news, because Jordan Henderson, the 33-year-old midfielder, just signed with Ajax after a 6-month stint in Saudi Arabia at the Saudi Arabian club Ittifaq, which is pretty interesting because it seems many players are now trying to flee the Saudi League, which is something I said would happen, that the Saudi League will implode, because many people forget about what happened with the Chinese League, which they try to do the same exact thing as the Saudis, spending crazy amounts of players to sign players from Europe and bringing them into China. And now, of course, all ended up imploding. And I think the same thing is going to happen with Saudi Arabia. And this is the first signs of that, with Henderson fleeing away from Saudi to join Ajax only 6 months later. And the reason I bring this up is because it's been revealed that when Henderson was dying to leave Saudi, he ordered his agent to offer him to Barcelona, since Barcelona are looking to reinforce the midfield. But Barcelona said no, not only because the player is 33 years old, but also because Barcelona cannot afford his salary. So just know that Henderson's first option was Barcelona, but Barcelona said no. And now Henderson has joined Ajax in the Dutch league. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace, guys.